Okay. Good evening. We're continuing Likutey Moharan, turn on Vav. We're holding by Sif Vav after we already explained that every person, every Jew has B'chinas Malchus, and every person needs to use the Malchus for Avodas Hashem and to admonish the neshamas that are under him. And this is done by a person being oisik b'Torah. That through this, a person is mamshich, he draws riches yomim and das to the Malchus. When he does that, a person is megala the astoros, the concealments that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is hidden. And astoros shebetoch astoros. In other words, the word this astor itself is also being muster. In turns it to das and Torah. That happens, the Torah itself that has come out of the astora admonishes the people that went away from Kodesh Baruch Hu. And through that, a person is not being punished. The one who was on top of them, the one who was in charge of them, is not punished for their sins. Now, Rabbeinu says that this particular action of flipping out the Torah, the Astor Shebetoch Astora, and you're turning into Das, into Torah, into Das, that has an additional effect of Agdola Sadas, that et moichin the Gadlus, and as we said, the person then is Zocher to Parnasa B'Nekel. Parnasa becomes easy. Parnasa. Yep. Dineros. What? No, when a person's Zocher to be megala, to inject his malchus with das, inject his malchus with das, it unravels the astora, because it reveals the Torah is hidden in the astora, and it unravels the astora. As a result, number one, the Torah itself is mechiach all those, who are in the astora, they should come back to Kodesh Baruch Hu. And what's more is that it increases the das. It becomes Moichin the Gadlus. Through Moichin the Gadlus, Parnasa becomes easy. The Parnasa becomes easy, yes. Parnasa B'Nekel. Rabbeinu says, Torah das l'fi Agdola Sadas, according, commensurately with the Agdola Sadas, the enlargement of the Das, which is being done when the tzaddik is megala the astora, those b'toch astora, even more. Kana Parnasa B'Nekel, Parnasa becomes easier. Ki Parnasa B'Nekel tole v'das. Parnasa Negel depends on das. Koshkoso, it's
to listen to what the Chacham is saying.
Yeah, but they said when the das, the greater the das, the easier the Parnasa becomes. Obviously, there is a B'chinas das when a person has the das himself. And Parnasas B'Nekel. Also, when a person listens to Chachamim, his Parnasa is also B'Nekel. It's more B'Nekel. Because many times, people have problems with Parnasa, Shlom Bayis, with a lot of different things because they refuse to listen. The Rebbe says that there is, the Rebbe says that in Torah Kufid Beis, Tzot Aseret Tevo, that when a person speaks, the Emes Kadosh Baruch Hu is with him and shines to him in his place, and therefore is able to get out of the problems in the captivity that he finds himself. Because it's very easy for a person to find himself, to follow his heart, to follow what he wants to do, and end up really messing himself up. Very beginning, is swinging a little bit, but then a mistake brings about another mistake, and this brings another mistake. In the end, a person doesn't even know how on earth when did it get so crazy? How did I get mixed up in all this? It's. So the Rebbe says that there's the diburim eirim, this is diburim shabadas. Rabbeinu says there are those who have the madrega of diburim of das, that their dibur shines by itself, like an eventov. And there are some people that their emes is not on such a high madrega, but at least they're honest enough to hear from somebody else. Rabbeinu said that if somebody is insane and he will listen to a person who has das, he will become uninsane. It'll bring him to sanity. It'll make him sane. In the very beginning, it may seem like a person who is insane, listening to somebody who is sane, there's a big fight within that insane person. And now, when I'm saying in that insane person, I mean each and every one of us. We are all insane to a degree. There's more, there's less. On the tzaddikim, the true tzaddik, he is the only sin. That's what Nosson said. I've known only one normal person. That's Rabbeinu.
They see a person 30% insane person in general.
Well, I wish it was only 30% by me. But the why don't you serve peace so people can in the meantime you can just look at the popcorn. Anyhow, the biggest challenge for any person who suffers from insanity, some more, some less, each one according to the insanity he is suffering from, is to listen and to believe that the person who has a true das, that he is actually normal, and I am the insane person. I am insane and he is normal. That's the hardest battle. Because the main the main attribute of a shigaon is to think that you're normal and everybody else is insane. So the biggest battle is to be moide, to get out of denial. It's not easy. This itself is happening when the tzaddik is injecting the malchus with with das. And the Astor Shabbat Hastorah is revealed, the Torah in it is revealed. And the Torah itself calls out to the people, to the neshamas that are under the tzaddik, to hear and understand, listen, you're not normal. For a person to finally come to a decision, something is wrong with me. Until then, I was totally convinced that the world, the entire world is insane. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's bad. Everybody's only looking out for themselves. And I'm just a victim of circumstance. I'm just like, I don't know what they want from life. This is why when the tzaddik is megal the das is megal the astor shebetoch astor, the Torah in it. The building blocks of the astor is made of Torah. This is a Torah. And when the Torah is being revealed, the Torah itself is calling out to the person. It has to be that way. Because otherwise the person will continue to say, me? You are the one who's crazy, not me. It has to be that within the Astorah, within the insanity, Torah will call me from within it and tell me, yo, you're out of touch. It has to come from within, it cannot come from without. The same thing is when somebody doesn't have parnasa because he's not listening to somebody who has a das. Parnasa doesn't take much. You have to be a genius for that. You just need to do what you're told. A huge percentage of the people in the Haredi community, huge, was like 2/3.
Yeah.
2/3, 60%
Yeah.
of the Haredi community live in debt. Live in debt. They owe money. A lot of money. And it keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can find people that have, I think I told you, they had 500,000, 1 million shekels worth of debt.
Yeah.
They have 1 million shekels debt. 20 million shekel debt. How does this come about? Because they're crazy. Okay, that's an easy thing to say because they're crazy, but what is the madness? The madness is that they are not listening to somebody who's about das. The poison of the average man is the credit card. Credit card. That's the poison of the Jewish household. This and a checkbook.
Yeah.
It's not complicated. Really not. So, a normal person has money in the bank. You're going shopping. Sit with somebody who's about das. Make a cheshbon. How much money can you spend a week on parnas? Forget about, I must have this and I need this and I have to buy this. Forget about that. Put it aside. How much money can you actually afford? Let's say you can afford 200, 400, 500, 600 shekels a week, whatever it is you can afford for food. After you forcheshbon how much you need to pay rent, how much to pay bills, how much to pay, you need to pay tuition, how much you have to put aside for clothing, whatever it is, you make a cheshbon, you have, let's say, 400, 500 shekels, 300 shekels a week for food. You don't go to the supermarket with a checkbook. And you don't go with a credit card. You go to the bank, to the ATM, and you take out cash. Was it 400 shekels? Fine. And you go, and you hold these 4 100 shekel bills, and you go shopping.
That's how it should be.
Yes, it's not complicated. And when you come to the cashier, and she tells you it's 450,
Get to the best.
you put some stuff back. If you have a card, if you have a credit card, okay, just put it on. Just add it on. It's no such thing. I don't want to do it. It's only 50 shekels. What are you making a big deal out of it? Is that? But somebody has a das. Having a das doesn't necessarily just mean that you yourself understand it. It also mean that you listen to somebody else who has das. You just obey. You just do what you're told. Says about the man, Shotu Loktu, the people went and they picked up the man and they cooked it. So the Zohar says, Loktu bishtuso, in shtus. The reason that the Zohar says they were dealing with shtus, with stupidity, what did they do? They went, they picked it, they ground it, they baked it, they cooked it, the man. The people in the midbar. So it says they were dealing with shtus. Why are they dealing with shtus? Because no matter what they did with the man, they cooked it, baked it, fried it, whatever it is, the time of the man remained the same. Amen. Remained the same.
Did it taste like anything they wanted?
Yeah, but you don't have to cook it. You don't have to grind it. All these things that don't change it. Amen. The same thing is with people that run after the parnasa, with tremendous years. Slowly. The doorstep to Avodas Hashem is through Birkas Anhenim, Avona, slowly. The Birkas Anhenim is also school to Parnasa. As it says that the biggest shtus is that a person doesn't have a moon in the Kodesh Baruch Hu. And he figures, listen, I owe money to somebody. Let's say I owe him 1,000 shekels. And I said, if only I had 1,000 shekels to pay him back. Then I get 1,000 shekels, and I say, now's opportunity to pay him the 1,000 shekels that I owe him. But then, if I pay him the 1,000 shekels, I will have no money left. Oh man! So what am I going to do? If I pay him or I owe him, I don't have any money left. You know something? He doesn't know I have 1,000 shekels. I know, but he doesn't know. You know, so I'll pay him 800. He won't know. He'll be happy that I paid him 800, right? By the time I get to him, it goes down to 500. Why should he have more money than me? It's my money. I should pay. What happens is that at the end, you're ending up paying him maybe 200 shekels. Maybe. 800 shekels. Yeah, and then you just eat up the money and you end up with the debt if you paid anything. Bechlal.
You eat yourself up also.
Yeah, and you eat yourself up. And the whole thing is a shtus, is a chesron das. Parnassus from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah, but what? You know, I know what. You know, when I have money in my pocket, I feel like somebody. I'm going to take the money, I'm going to pay him. And achinami, I won't owe him the money, but, you know, suddenly I don't have any money anymore. The same thing as with running after money. You know, the people that I know are from people that Kenai and Ahara, where you can see that Hashem simply benched them. Remember, Bracha? In Kenai and Ahara, they're very wealthy people. Very wealthy. And you get to know them, is that each and every one of them, Kenai and Ahara is a bardas, whatever it is, but they're very, very simple people. But their knetch is that they realize that they were benched. As a result, they don't run after money. You go to their office, they always have time for you. They're never busy. I mean, they're nobody's fool. You know, don't take it wrong. But nevertheless, we have to be busy. They're taking care of whatever they need to take care of. They're not lazy. You know, they're whatever they need to do, they do. And that's it. They're not frantic. They're not running everywhere. If a person needs to have the money, he will have the money. If you need for your tikkun nefesh to be wealthy, you will be wealthy, no matter what you do. If a person does not need to be wealthy and is running after money, the money will eat him up. We learn Torah test. The greed will eat him up. Either this, or no matter what he does, he'll end up without money. That part of our mind that, I know you're right, but you have to make stadlers. Of course you make him to mess. Running yourself to the ground is not a stadlers. As to the ground is madness. Living within your means and being responsible, that's ishtadlus. Spending money, then saying, how can I have enough money for this? Is insanity. Also, the same thing is true for a relationship. But he hurt me, she hurt me, he insulted me, she insulted me. Okay, so what happened? You made the sugar? You're going to melt in the rain. What's the sada? There is a mitzvah of Ochech Becheret Amitecha. The Rambam says that if somebody insults you, after you calm down, you have a mitzvah to come and tell them, listen, I'm sorry, but you should know, you insulted me. Not when you're angry. When you're angry, that's not the time to do that. That's not a mitzvah of Teichach. The Teichach is when you're not angry anymore. I have a friend. I think I told you about him. I have a friend that got married not long ago. After many years, of not being married and different kind of problems, the wife is like this and the wife is like that, and she says this and she says that, and she's like this and she's like that. Married people understand too late that the one thing that you will never ever regret in a relationship, you'll never regret keeping your mouth shut. Yeah, but she makes me feel worthless. She makes me feel like a failure. She really makes me feel that way. She's backing me to a corner. Why she's backing me to a corner? Because she's right. Whatever she's telling me, she's right. Because my wife knows me. She knows me better than anyone. She doesn't have the words to... Yeah. So it is very, very uncomfortable when my wife puts me in my place. I mean, it literally, it feels very uncomfortable. So the insanity clause inside my head says, I got to protect myself. I got to say something. Just to push her off, to fend her off, to protect myself. The best way to protect yourself and her is to have a das amiti. Have a das amiti, have a true das. Either say, listen, you're right, but I don't know what to do about it. Or I understand what you say, but you're wrong. I believe you're wrong. It's said that you're allowed to tell your wife she's wrong. I know in her mind it's not possible. What do you mean? No way. But if you're strong in your mind and you really believe that that's the right thing they need to say, so you say. But the point is that especially when somebody's spouse pushes him or her to the point where they can't take it. Relationships, parents, whatever it is, siblings, children. a semblance of das is always, 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 do not give in to the impulse to say something like really a knack. Ah, wow. I just gave him or her, whoa, did I ever, wow, what a comeback. Woo! Oh, she'll never forget it. She'll never forget it. She'll never forget it. You'll cry. Why did I say that? Why did I have to say that? Parents to children, siblings to siblings, parents to the, children to their parents, wives and husbands. Why did I have to say that? Because it felt really good. It felt really good to say it. I felt so clever and so with it. And so like quick as a whip, boom. Ah, that felt good. Then a person lives for the rest of his days paying for it. Everything counts chisur and das. As the Rabbi says, the first thing is, and the second thing Rabbi says, the bigger the das, the more shalom there is. Peace has to do with das. When is going to be peace? When the arts will be full with das. The two things that are opposites will be able to live together. And Godla das she has, because the greatness of the das that will exist in. The das nigdal shalom. When more das a person have, the more shalom there is. In his battle, akas v'achzorius of their das. Cruelty and anger diminishes the bigger your das becomes. Because the kas and achzorius is because of a lack of das. You know what the kas is? Kas is laying in the lap of fools. The bigger the das is, the more rachmanis there is, more shalom there is. The minute, in gvulach is shalom, in your household, in your wherever there's shalom, immediately chalev chitim yasbiach. In other words, you'll have parnasa b'nekel. These two things that we have been discussing, parnasa and shalom, they both come from the fact of Agdolas Hadas. What does Agdolas Hadas allow me? Does it mean that I'm smarter than anyone? Then I'm able to say, no, listen, no. You listen to me because I know what's what. Like, everybody's entitled to my opinion. The secret for parnasa and the secret for shalom, the secret of das is people think that the more intelligent I am, the more forceful I am, the more I'm able to control my relationships, my parnasa, my whatever it is, it's exactly the opposite. You want to have shalom with friends, with family, or whatever it is. The das is that you allow the other person space to exist. We all have fear of control, of losing control. Maybe the children will do something that I don't like, or my wife will do something that I don't like, and it's going to open. So we say we live like spies. We're already projecting in our minds everything that could go wrong. And unless I actually sit down on them and command every single step that they take, sometimes with tremendous anger, and things will definitely, the other shop is going to drop. Something awful is going to happen unless things are going to happen exactly the way I want and think. When a person is exerting a control over a relationship, one thing is for sure, you'll have no relationships. But it takes two. Every person needs a space. Every person needs a space to make mistakes. Every person needs a space to be a fool. For what? I'm very good at that.
So how much? This person has.
Yeah. The idea is the das is to allow the other person, to be who they are. To be who they are, to what they think, to what.
To give someone a pussy.
Yeah, it's also just to exist, to voice an opinion. The thing is that by not allowing this, by not understanding that das means is chibur chesed and gvura. On one hand, let's say that you're speaking with your wife, and your wife is telling me, my wife is telling me something that makes me feel really bad about myself. A, because it's not very chobedik what she's saying, and B, because she's right. But it doesn't make me feel any better. So the first das thing is, I feel, I'm against it. I feel a resistance. I don't want to feel that way. I want to push it off me. The first thing is, the Rebbe says, don't enact any cruelty as a result of the fact that you're upset. Don't lash out. Don't do something bad. Don't punish. Don't hurt just because you're upset. When it says Adabe, when a person is mahapech, the achzaris or rachmanis, is actually is mamlech l'tzadik ador. That's a separate term.
What?
He's coronating the tzaddik ador. He's asking to him makabel is mamlech.
How?
By being mamtik the rachmanis. I'm not going to get into it. It's a different term. But what I'm saying is that when a person is mahapech the achzarius to rachmanis, in other words, I feel, man, I could just tear whoever it is to pieces, to shreds. But I don't act on it. I don't say, I feel it, but I don't act on it. Adrabah, I do the opposite. No, it's not just mevater. Not mevater. I do the opposite. I'm in full control. Anybody who is mevater, the way that you're saying, is in full control of the situation. I'm not saying somebody who is appeasing. That person is so crazy. Okay, just have it your way. Just leave me alone. That's not being mevater. That's not being a das. That's being a liar. Okay, just have it. Just leave me alone. Just okay, go. Okay, just go away. Leave me alone. This is not das. This is not shalom. This is appeasement. That's what they want Israel to do with the Palestinians, to appease them, give them. The main thing is that it's amazing what part we always live in a dimion that we're saying, if I will get everything that I want, then I'll have as much money as I want. I'll have a spouse that will do everything I want. I have children who will all be Reb Chaim Kanievsky, all be tzaddikim from the moment go. Every single day the sun is going to shine, and everybody will love me, and I'll be able to get away with anything I want. And I'll always be healthy, and I'll live forever. But that's not what life is about. You don't build das. If you see people that have absolutely everything, they end up having nothing. They end up going absolutely insane. Because you need to have as a connector, as Moshe said. The Ezra that you need is connector. Every single day, you have things that go your way and things that don't go your way. When you have a Das Godel, everything that goes around is your way. The thing that gives me tsar out of the things that don't go my way is my insanity, is the head or Das. But it's okay. I told you, the Rebbe said something amazing. It's so simple and it's so clear. Everybody knows that money and fame don't follow a person to his grave. We all know that. Rebbe says, but then neither does poverty or yisurim, or suffering. That doesn't follow a person to his grave either. I'm not talking about the din that you have to give Oil Mabo for his deeds. But the person he didn't have panos or whatever it is, people weren't healthy, whatever it is that people have, that doesn't follow them. It's part and parcel with the test that he has to go through this world. And the biggest das of them all is to know that no matter how you view your reality, no matter how happy you are with things going this way or not happy with things are going that way, Baruch Hashem, you can lean on the koyach of the tzaddik. Leaning on the koyach of the tzaddik means Bezat Hashem, everything will come to what it needs to be. It's himself, you'll go through whatever you need to go through, but at the end, you'll come to where you need to be. You're not going to lose out. That's point number one. Point number two, whatever is happening to you is your tikkun. If you're not leaning in the koyach of the tzaddik, you say, okay, me. Then, as Rabbeinu says, if a person listens to the tzaddik, even if it doesn't come out, quote unquote, well, it's not matzliach, that's the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted it. It's fine, it's your tikkun. But when a person does not do it, he's following his own das, and things don't go well, what are you getting upset about? It's very possible that Iveles Odom to Salaf Dakar, a folly of a person makes his way, twists his way, Val Hashem, he's a fleeber, and he's upset about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why did you do it to me? I don't understand. Well, it's all messed up. I don't understand this. What's going on? I didn't sign up for this. You're supposed to give me this and this and this and that. There's a lot more to talk about all this Kenan. But Baruch Hashem, everything comes to a tikkun with the koyach of the tzaddik emes. He is the one that's mapech das story, shabatoch story into das, and then das becomes sholem, and das becomes parnasa. In the meantime, as the Ranosa says, if a person things don't go the way he wants it, he says either he didn't have his beidadus or he didn't have enough his beidadus. No, so if I would have enough his beidadus, what things would definitely go my way, the way I actually wanted. you realize, first of all, most of the time, yes. Because most of the time things don't go your way because it's my way or the highway. You don't see a Kadosh Baruch Hu in it. Like, I don't know, like 80% of the cases at least, or the things that don't go your way is because you didn't bring a Kadosh Baruch Hu into the situation. Hashem wants it this way. No. It's their chateva. It's the will of the world. If you're to ask a Kadosh Baruch Hu, do me a favor, make this happen. Do me a favor, help me with this, help me with that. Okay, that's it. And you see 80%, Kadosh Baruch Hu is Abba Rachaman. Abba Rachaman, a merciful father, is a father whose default answer to anything that the child asks him is yes, unless there's a reason to say no or not yet.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, lama lo? So keep on asking Kadosh Baruch Hu and things don't happen yet. But obviously it's not yet. Yeah, but no, but she does. That's all. So Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know what he's doing. No. No, but you don't understand. I want it my way. No. Baruch Hashem. Just being able to say this diborim, and the after this diborim going out and giving chayas to other people as well. Schos g'doyel ol oilam hazeh v'oilam haba. Kadosh Baruch Hu B'ezrat Hashem should help us all. V'zoch B'ezrat Hashem to Geula Shleimo. V'zoch to see B'yes Mashiach Tzidkenu B'ezrat Hashem soon in our days. Kol tov and bracha v'atzlacha. V'kol inyanim B'ezrat Hashem. Okay, how do we stop this? This is, yeah.